Good afternoon, Mountaineer Nation. I am Sam the Man, and this is the Mountineer Effect. I want to take a few minutes and talk about this Saturday's West Virginia Virginia Tech game. Um, anytime we can beat a rival, it's a good game. However, there's a lot that went on, especially in the second half of that game, that's going to have to be addressed, or West Virginia is going to be in trouble. Well, first of all, let's talk about WVU. Okay. The way I see it, I could go over stats and I could stat recycle, but that's not who I am. I'm just telling you the way I see it, and the way I see it is the way I feel it is, and there's really no arguing that. Um, West Virginia did everything you can do right in the first half to win a football game. They established the run. They threw high percentage passes. They outcoached Virginia Tech. They took care of the ball and they worked at a really high pace. However, in the second half, they did everything that you can't do to win a game. They got too conservative with their play calling. They weren't taking any shots down the field, and they slowed the pace of play down to a crawl. Now, anytime a team does that, that means they're playing not to lose instead of to win. And that's something that Neil Brown is synonymous for doing. That's why his record against ranked opponents is like 2-7. He always slows down the pace of the game if he has a lead. And, that's a problem. Now, I do believe that he can get over this, but it's going to take lessons like this one to teach him that. Now, on the flip side, Virginia Tech, their first half was just okay. However, they did everything in the second half that you can do to possibly win a game. And it's really shocking that they didn't win considering all of the good things that they did. They forced fumbles. They dominated the line of scrimmage. They were hungry the whole game, especially their quarterback, Braxton Burkmeyer. I would love to have him at WVU. He's exactly what I think our fan base wants in a quarterback. Can throw the ball, can run the ball. He's an amazing athlete and an amazing winner. He wants to win. He'll do whatever it takes to win, and he paid that with his body yesterday. But Virginia Tech also stayed super aggressive on all sides of the ball, offense, defense, special teams, play calling. They never stopped. So for them to have lost, my hat's off to them. You guys know I'm not a Virginia Tech fan, but you got to give credit where credit's due. They played a great game. They probably should have won this game. West Virginia, had they lost this game, it would have been completely on the coaches. Completely on the coaches. Conservative play calling on offense and on defense, not knowing how to manage third and long. I don't know what they were thinking yesterday, but it seemed like every time there was a third and long, they dropped 8. And, when pressure is what's getting you in the situations to where it's third and long, you got to keep the pressure coming. And that was something that they let off on that really irked me a lot. I, was cussing at the TV over that. Every time they dropped 8, I knew that Braxton Burkmeyer was going to roll out and scramble or roll out and find somebody down the field. I mean, you've got to continue to put pressure on them. All in all, West Virginia's quarterback controversy is still, in my eyes, not a controversy. A lot of people are being hard on JERD for throwing that interception, which was a terrible decision. It was a horrible pass. The kid will learn from it. He won't do it again. I guarantee that. But on the flip side, I do feel like Garrett Green was underutilized in the second half. He could have been used to spread the defense out a little bit more and open up the field. I choked that up to conservative play calling yet again. The one bad pass JERD had was the only complaint I can find in his whole game. So I'm going to give him a pass on that. It happens. Kid's going to throw interceptions. They're going to make bad decisions. I think he learned his lesson. I'm going to give him a pass. You watch back to my pregame show. I told you I was going to choose to love Daggy, and that's what I'm doing. One big takeaway from this game is that West Virginia now knows what a complete team victory looks like on all sides of the ball. Their offense, defense, special teams. They know that they can rely on each other in all aspects of the game. Now, that could be a very good learning experience for this ball team. It could lead them, especially going into Oklahoma next week. It could really lead them to really become a team. And that's what you want, especially early on in the season. Again, I'm kind of down on the coaching, and especially in the second half. The first half, I have no issues. Neil Brown showed his brilliance in the first half, calling the timeouts right there at the end of the half. I mean, there's no doubt that he's a brilliant guy, but they've got to learn that you got to keep the pedal down. You keep that pedal down, one foot on the pedal and 1 foot on the throat. And that's something they've got to learn. You are not coaching to not lose. You are coaching to win. And when you hit the second half and you get conservative, you have to ask yourself, am I coaching to win or am I coaching to not lose? And that's exactly what you saw. They were coaching to not lose. This mentality that they have with being conservative, it really has to go at some point, because West Virginia's climb is going to be a really short one if they can't get over that, because these teams, Alabama, Florida, Georgia, they know how to keep their foot on the gas. They don't stop. And that's something that you have to adopt if you're going to take that next step. It's something that you have to do. Neil Brown has to do that. But all in all, great day to be a Mountaineer. They won. They beat a rival team, and that's really what matters. But it's not always going to work that way. In the past, we've lost close games like this. This is the first time where I can really stamp it and say that's really the first win in the Neil Brown era, first big win in the Neil Brown era. And I believe that it is. Virginia Tech is a really good team. They really are. They lack the weapons. Given them their tight end back would have made a huge difference. But they are a little bit weapon deficient. Again, Braxton Burkmeyer impressed me to no end. I wish he was a Mountaineer, because he's everything we like in quarterbacks. So, I think they're going to go on. They play Richmond this following week, and then they have Notre Dame. I think they could beat a struggling Notre Dame team. I really think they could. West Virginia, is taking on Oklahoma. Going to be a tough game. It's not a must-win game. It's a jump the shark game. We'll talk about that later in the week. But all in all, they won, and that's the important part, especially in a rivalry game. This could have been a doomed season had we lost that game. It really could have. It could have changed the way a lot of things are working and the way things are happening. So it's good that we played through the adversity and won this game. I'm Sam the Man. This is the Mountianeer Effect. Don't forget to subscribe. Click the little button, please. I need all the subscribers I can get. And everybody have a safe and wonderful weekend. Let's go, Mountaineers.